I noticed that there were questions under my web listing of people also ask. And so I figured if people are also asking these questions, I ought to answer them. And what better way to do it than this? So let's go right off the top. How much money do you need to go to a wealth manager? And so the first thing I would say is it very much depends on exactly what is included in the term wealth management or the service of wealth management, because you're going to see a variety of job titles and a variety of different firms require different metrics or dollar amounts or criteria to work with them. Some firms, if you don't have 5 million to invest, you can't walk in the door. Some firms you need at least $250,000. Some firms you need $5,000. And so it's all over the board. What's most important is who are you working with? What services are they providing? And how do they charge you for those services? And so a firm like Life Moves Wealth Management, what we do is we work with a lot of business owners, and we understand that a lot of times your net worth is trapped in your business. It's illiquid. It's on paper only. And so at that case, if we wait for you to have the money, once you sell the business, then you haven't been able to have good financial planning guidance and exit planning guidance along the path of being able to pull the money out of the business one day when you sell it. So for us, the metric is not how much money you have to invest, but it is what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what it is that you value about how you use money, and how it is that we can benefit your total financial situation through the process of financial and exit planning. So it just depends on the firm. Next question. Are wealth management advisors worth it? Yes. Wait. Yes. So now, again, here's an asterisk. What do you mean by worth it? Because there are some people who look at the fees that I charge or the fees that any other advisor charge, and they'll say, I'm going to do it myself and not pay anybody. And it's the do it myself, the it there that really, really matters, because anybody can open an investment account. Anybody can pick stocks or bonds or ETFs or mutual funds. Anybody can do that on their own, and they can trade and do that. Yes, it's a democratized service, but that's not what you really are paying somebody to do. Investment management, yes, there is expertise there. There's definitely asset location and tax efficiencies and estate planning strategies and all the things that go with it, but that's what you're paying somebody for. And the amount of research that I do on a daily basis and that most advisors do on a daily basis, because of the things that our clients need, it's not what you do every day. And so oftentimes you need to focus on what it is that you do professionally, that you do really well, that people pay you to do, and let us do what we do really well and what people pay me to do, which is make it worth it for you to have somebody like me in your corner. Okay, next question. Do the rich use financial advisors? Yes. In fact, depends on what you consider rich, but there are people who are super, super ultra rich, and they're going to have usually what's called a family office, which is where they have a team of advisors in the ways of investments in real estate and tax planning and estate planning and insurance and all of these different categories. And then there are people who are every day and they're working, and they're managers and CEOs and nurses and doctors and lawyers and uh, repairmen and plumbers and all of these other kind of people, just people out in the community. They also will work with financial advisors. And that's very important, because there's a lot of things that you need to know financially as you're moving through the stages of things like buying a house, selling a house, putting kids in college, getting married, getting divorced, inheriting money from your parents, or helping your parents through their healthcare challenges as they age, all of that. And then eventually one day, maybe your retirement, whatever retirement looks like for you, all of that needs good guidance all along the way. So yes, most people um, will use a financial advisor at some point, and a lot of those people will use a financial advisor and work with one in a relationship on an ongoing basis. Okay, next question. What's the difference between a financial planner and a wealth manager? And that is a hard question to answer, because that difference can be very, very vast, or it can be very, very narrow. Again, it's not necessarily what's in the job title, but it's more importantly what services they provide. Now, the term financial planner is a term that a lot of different financial professionals have adopted. I am a certified financial planner. I carry the designation of CFP. You'll see that behind my name. And as a CFP, I have very specific duties that are required of me operating under the fiduciary standard that some wealth managers or financial advisors who don't do those things and are not a CFP, they don't have those same requirements. And so it really, really depends on the professional, how they're regulated, and what it is that they're doing for you. And that'll determine the difference between whatever it is that it says on their business card. Okay. At what net worth should I get a financial advisor? Also, a great question. Hard to put a number on, but my suggestion is that once you get to a point where you're earning at or above industry average or national average. So let's say for a lot of people who are single filers, that's going to be, average is 50, 60,000. For married, you're going to be somewhere in the average of about 75 to 80,000. When you have a house, when you have a car, when you start saving to a 401k, when you are building bank savings, when you're potentially transitioning a career, when you're having your first child, when you're thinking about how to fund college, all of those things, it's more that it's your life circumstances really are a good determinant of when to start working with an advisor, and not so much at what net worth. So I have clients who have net worths that are lower than others and some that are higher than others. And that's not necessarily what's important. Again, it's what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that you value most about how you use your money? And that is the intersection where a financial advisor can be very, very helpful to your situation. Okay, finally, what is considered high net worth? I don't know, more than a million, more than 2.5 million. I'm sure that some industry publication somewhere has a number for this. I don't have a number for that, but I'm going to say that probably considered high net worth is going to be somebody who is more than $1 million of total net worth, typically not including the equity in their residence. And so there are some definitions for like the accredited investor where you have to have $1 million of net worth, not including home equity, and earnings of $300,000 per year. And so maybe that's the definition of high net worth. I don't know. It's subjective. But those are the answers to the questions. What other questions would you ask a financial advisor and want to get a straight answer? Drop a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, follow, all of those things. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Take care.